Hi, we're Team Guinea Pigs, and we're teaching about little kids about sustainability, and we're referring what is we're teaching kids to let them know what is sustainability and how can they make to be a sustainable life. This is my team, and we work 6 and only 4 could come because the other 2 had problems and they didn't want to come. She's Natalie Velarde, she's Ana Cornu, and she's Sheila Jimenez, and me, and then Jessica Lozano and Ana.
So the issue we are addressing is education for all, which includes environmental sustainability. What we are doing are 3 20 to 30-minute lessons to lower school kids. We are currently doing 5th graders about what is sustainability. We do this through a PowerPoint and a hands-on activity that demonstrates sustainability. We also relate this to the unit which we discussed with our teachers previously. The point of this lesson is to create awareness to our future generations for the future, and we plan to continue this project through lower school and teach other middle school kids to do what we are doing today. And we want to continue this project to other schools. The first lesson is a PowerPoint presentation of what is sustainability and why we are there to teach them. The second day is a hands-on activity which we will later explain. And the third day is a PowerPoint of how can it be continued, how can it expand, and how it relates to the unit. The first lesson is more of an introduction to the topic. We ask them specific questions like, what is sustainability, so we can make sure that they're learning something and that they know what we are talking about. And we want to keep the lesson short, simple, and fun so the kids like it and they learn something. Lastly, we ask them to take part of our presentation so they can learn more. Sustainability. This is the definition for sustainability. Sustainability is the balance between economy, society, and the environment, which means that you have to be able to make a product that the society wants, that's good for the economy, and that it does not harm the environment.
Okay, we realize that all of you know these definitions, but just in case. Economy is the system of distribution and production. Society is people living in a community together. And environment is the surrounding or conditions in which we live in and who we live in.
Now our second day we did activities with kids, so they can reflect and do the activities with us, and they can continue it. First we did recycling bins, and then we did compost bins, purifying rainwater and paper bricks, and the kids like the most the purifying rainwater.
Okay, for the third lesson, we explain with a PowerPoint how this can be continued and how this relates to their topic and how this really relates to the world in general. So in class, if we do the bins, we make them continue using them in class and at home, maybe with another friend or in other schools.
Another topic that we also discuss is the importance and impact of pollution or sustainability. First of all, sustainability keeps the earth healthy, and a healthy earth means a healthy us. But if the earth is not healthy, if it's sick, then we would not be healthy either. And it also not just affects us, but it affects the other living things, such as animals and plants. When we relate to the unit for 3rd graders was rain. So we discussed about the water cycle and how the irresponsible placement of trash in water sources goes through the water cycle through evaporation and condensation, and then when it rains, there's something known as acid rain.
These are some examples about what happens with the acid rain.
Another topic that the teachers in 5th grade or 4th grade also include in their curriculum is air pollution. Air pollution includes smog, which is smoke and fog. This happens when dust particles form in the atmosphere and form a substance known as smog, which appears as a hazy, misty, fog-like thing.
These are some pictures about what we did in class. This was a group picture we took with the 5th graders.
And this is Hannah, and this is Jessica.
This was our first class where we presented what was sustainability. Like, this was the day we made the
Paper bracelets.
paper bracelets. You can see that they're raising hands to answer questions. Now we're gonna do an activity called Trainers Stage. My friends will give you instructions.
Okay, so this activity, what we're going to do is that we're going to give you fish, and we're going to give you a bag or your water source. And here it doesn't say, but we're also going to give you straws, which are going to be your fishing rods. Okay, so what you're going to do is, you're going to try to pick up the M&Ms by sucking on the straw, and putting it as close to you as possible so that you can eat it.
Okay, so we're going to play it in rounds. Each round will represent a year, and each round or year we will replenish the fish. And every player must at least take one fish as to not starve, and you take as many as you think you need. So now we're going to pass out the supplies.
What do you want to do?
But before we do this, I'm going to ask you guys if you could look at the number written on the back of your hands. If you guys don't have one, we'll just put you in groups later on. And group 1 is going to be on this side of the room. Then group 2 will be here in the front, and group 3 will be on this side of the back. So let's take a minute and sort out into your groups.
Do you want to stop starting?
Freeze over here.
Freeze over here. One's over here. One's
One is over there. Try to
If you're comfortable with it, I can do it.
You might want to keep them in the back though, as it is easier to take the fish out.
No, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Guys, we're going to explain the rules of the game right now, so please pay attention. Here. Thank you.
So we're gonna go up to each table and we're gonna record how many fish you guys have taken each person.
Also, each group of you is now your own community.
That means you have to work together.
So, as we told you, each player will have to take at least one M&M and as many as you need.
So we're going to play 4 rounds. And
We have time.
And one of us is going to record the number of M&Ms of who took how many are left in the bag, how many did you guys eat all together? So remember, you take the straw and you take the M&Ms out, and those M&Ms are going to be fish. Your straw is your fishing rod, your bag is your body of water. And I will tell you the rest.
So, we're not telling you exactly how you're going to pick up the M&Ms yet. You have to use your ingenuity. Good luck with that. We're gonna do rounds of around 5 minutes, and each time we're gonna supply you with new fish for each year.
Does anyone have any questions before we start?
You can't take them out of the bag, right?
It's a lot easier to take them out if they're in the bag. Like you can pick them up with your rod. You can do whatever you want.
Or maybe one.
After we take all the Okay, it's okay.
Wait, has it started?
1, 2, start!
You guys have 5 minutes.
Remember how many you Ya que lo tengo. Remember you can
By adding a number because of
Okay guys, we are gonna start the second round. So we're gonna start the second round, and we're all in the new year, okay? And we're gonna replenish you with fish. Guys, she's good.
How many M&Ms do you have?
I got one.
How many M&Ms did you get? How many M? I got 2. They kept stealing mine. Oh, but no, I got one at the beginning. 3, so I got 3. How many do you get?
Who's counting yours?
But I didn't know that it was that serious. And
Wait, no.
so it was like
She's alive. We only have like 50. No te los comas. Okay, go ahead. You can start now. You can start here. We're counting the ¿Estás seguro que no quiere comentar? Siempre que vas como no vas a la lista, la cantidad. Okay.
Hey, Juliana, this is a good Draco game.
Is this your turn?
I'm here. Good Draco game.
Draco?
Sorry, Draco.
¿12 cada quien? 12.
Ya, ¿qué quieres comenzar el segundo round?
Es el tercero.
Dámelo.
Okay, guys, we are about to start our third round. So we're gonna add new fish to your pond.
Sí, yo creo que dos quedan.
We're gonna be here too long.
You want stop.
Why not stay? What if we go and watch it and they're gonna say we couldn't eat?
O sea, pon la cuenta.
I'm sorry. Please remember that everybody has to take at least one. Yeah, you're right. Please remember, guys, that everybody has to take at least. Sorry. You're like sharp. Guys, please remember that everybody needs to eat at least one slice.
I ate everything. That wasn't a smart decision. No. Are all of you saving M&Ms? No. We're eating them. That should be illegal.
You want? Yeah. Yes.
plot twist in this game and I'm nervous. Final round, members of the table. Everyone's very close. I'm really tough.
Okay, ready?
Start. Now. What? No se vaya la
Mr. Muller?
El que gana el- Put it up in your hand. That's not your net. I'm dead. Ella tenía como gol guardado. I hate all of you. Ninguna, ninguna trampa. She blows it like I've got it, I'm sucking it onto the straw and she blows it off the top.
Guys, you please turn your attention here and let somebody else do it.
Wait, I think.
Team 1 or 3.
Arctic Wolves.
Okay, now that you guys are done with your 5 rounds, can you guys tell us? Wait. Okay, so you guys are done with all your 5 rounds, and now we're gonna discuss the purpose of the game and what you guys felt and did during the game.
So, can somebody tell us, like one person per group, who survived and who didn't?
Group 1, who survived? Group 2,
Three of us are dead.
We also
also survived. Okay, so guys, if the game continues, do you guys think everyone will survive? Would there be enough resources to survive if we keep going at this competitiveness? Yeah? Not that. What, guys, of those communities who had a lot of survivors, what strategies did you use? Group 1?
We all did one. We did around and we took turns like we civilized.
Like, Group 2? Any strategies you would like to share with us? Yeah, they were very civilized.
Are you saying that us jumping on the table is like?
Yeah.
See, although I do see a flaw in this, which was that, so I got a lot, but then I shared, and then they died anyway, so I don't know what the
Yeah, but that's
message
kind of
was.
paternalism towards them instead of
Which is
sharing.
probably why it really works, right?
And Group 3? What's...
We're one. We, like when we had a lot of fish, because we started off just eating one each. When we had a lot, we decided not to take advantage and eat all of them, because then if we had a year, let's say,
you guys
the
all
next
survive
round
too?
we're
They were dead in the
Okay.
first round.
So, what do you guys, what did you guys think this connects to in real life?
you don't need
Completion of resources.
Sharing is caring.
That too. So, if you guys took a lot of M&Ms, did this, in Group 2, did this keep others from surviving?
Very good analogy, kids. I feel really bad.
The whole point of our activity was to teach you guys how to be sustainable with your food resources. So by taking all of them, you do not have a sustainable future in your community. So it's most likely that Group 2's community would have died, but congratulations to the other ones who thought of this activity. If you guys remember, there was a time where you guys did not get as many as M&Ms, and in real life, not every year you guys get the same number of resources as every other year, right? So when you guys didn't get as enough fish as you did last time, think of it as a drought, because droughts happen all the time, or there was a flood and maybe the fish died because of this. Oh yeah.
And we can make a survey.
We
If
have
you
a,
have time.
so if you guys want, I can get a smaller URL for you. Would you guys like that?
Yeah, sorry, you also have a tiny URL.
Yes. And we are also going to give you a few of the M&Ms that we have left, since you guys are really good in the activities. You're very fast. You don't need to suck these with the straws. You can eat them.
Yeah, we were just,
And then you erase the tiny URL. You erase the tiny
Okay, there will be one more survival match.
Oh, can you guys please play this? Do you want to go back? Yeah, wait, no. If you want to have like an round, you can say that we're not talking about Continue playing by yourself if you want. If you don't, you can just leave I really want to try
I like when we started like ripping though. Ripping. He was so uncomfortable.
I really want to try One second.
Like not good beer though.
Hey guys, this is the smaller link if you guys don't want to type in that giant link. The smaller link for the survey. It's just this survey is just to determine your carbon footprint. And do you have any questions, guys, after our activity and our presentation? You all understand what sustainability is in our project? Do you want it?
Do you have any questions
Do you want?
about sustainability?
Comments
I
about
have a
the
lot of questions
activity?
actually.
Wait, me first.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting food back.
Ladies first.
It's not like I
Oh,
saw
yeah,
your names or anything.
the dead guy.
Would you guys be willing to share your lesson plans or
Yeah, definitely,
for
yeah.
sale?
Yeah, we are definitely open to work with other schools and give you some of our ideas so you can start expanding this project too.
Mine is more to the effect of how you.
Good,
Yeah. How you got the involvement of the elementary school, because we've talked at our school, our interest is more high school to the middle school to where you guys are.
Yeah.
We're still in messages.
Sorry?
Like, Natalie.
No, but how you got their cooperation.
Oh,
Like, I'm interested on how, because teachers are fun, but, sometimes set their ways behind.
So Natalie has a very detailed explanation of that.
Okay, go Natalie.
So we wanted to create this project, and we didn't want to do it with high schoolers at first because some of the people in our group felt a little bit intimidated by high schoolers, and they didn't want to do it with the rest of our generation. So we decided to start with smaller kids. And first of all, we did not talk to teachers. We talked to the whole lower school coordinator to tell him that he could promote us first with teachers from all grades. And we sent him several emails reminding him, but nothing happened really. So we started talking to teachers by ourselves, and we started presenting them. We have even a PowerPoint of like what we would do during their classes. So we have two versions, like the teachers edition and the kids edition. So we would present to them to see if they agree with our lesson and if they want to change anything before we present, and then we schedule things with them if they wanted to. Like they would tell us if they wanted to have us in their class, and we would schedule the times that were best for them. So we would have to fit into those schedules. Like sometimes we had to go 2 people to one lesson and 1 person to another lesson at the same time. So we
How many of you are there?
6.
Six.
So we had to divide a lot.
Yeah.
It was hard at the beginning, but then we had our schedule settled.
Okay, and my other question is, what has the response of the children been? Because like, you know, you guys are taller than they are. So I remember when I was in elementary school, I thought high schoolers were or eighth graders.
No, actually, in our school, high schoolers are very mean. Like they feel very superior. A lot of them, a lot of them are. And second of all, little kids, you know, we want to teach them in a younger age. Besides, we try to make it as friendly as possible, but still
And
keep
also,
it
the middle school and elementary school are very close together. So we usually interact if we're going by the elementary school. So they've seen plenty of us, and they're not afraid of us.
Okay, and do you feel they understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like at the end, we ask them.
Because the goal for you is for them to understand
Yes.
sustainability and then go and do things like you do once they get to lower school, right?
We actually gave them a survey at the end of our lesson, like of our whole lessons, to see of their knowledge, and they really did understand. And they thought that the best thing was the activity, because they got to know how to be sustainable through activity, which is how lower school kids learn better.
So you do this activity though?
No, not
Not this one, but the other ones we explained.
Yes, as the
Oh,
M&Ms, they would get
you
grease.
mentioned that they really like the one about the water.
Purifying rainwater.
What is the purifying?
So basically what we try to do is we bring them a plastic bag, and if we can, we use rainwater, but unfortunately in DF sometimes it's dry season, so we can't really get rain. So we use tap water instead. We bring the bags to the classroom, fill them up with water around halfway with the kids, and then we put aluminum foil around them so that the sun heats up the aluminum foil and the bag, killing all the bacteria and germs that are inside.
And then we bring them back a week later and they can drink it. And I think what they really like is that they get to decorate
I
their
didn't even know
bags.
you could do that.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I bet the kids really love that.
They decorated the bags. They named one George and another one Pancho Villa. So they started calling their bags and drawing on them. It was really fun for them.
Anyway. Well, thank you guys for coming, and I think we're time's up.
Can I just ask one more thing? Is it G8APCX?
It's OPCX.
Alright, that's what I was
Excuse
saying.
my handwriting.
No, it's alright, thank you.
Yep.
Great job.